Hi guys, welcome to the magic of July. I cannot believe how quick this year is actually going, but here we find ourselves in July time. So as ever, I'm coming on to do this month's Tarotscope. So opportunities, obstacles and lessons. I'm going to be using my traditional Imri for Visions Tarot, and we'll follow it through with a Blessed Be Oracle card by Lucy Cavendish. So let's have a little bit of a look at what July's got in store for us all, guys. Okay, so channeling the energies for the highest of good. If there are any problems or situations, I'm asking for those to be shown or addressed as we kind of go along. So opportunities for July. Let's see what we've got in store. Okay, obstacles. Oops, okay. And, apologies if you can see a little fly buzzing around and just like, it's like circled me once just then. Oh, there we go. It's frustrating when you get something like that. And lessons. Okay. Okay. It's really interesting. Right. It's a bit of a strange one, I think, July. I don't think we're going to necessarily be out of the woods just yet. So what we've kind of got going on then, for our opportunities, we're going into the Five of Cups. Now, when the Five of Cups shows in tarot, it's very sometimes easy to get caught up, to get overwhelmed in the frustrations, the demands, the expectations, just the upheavals of limbo land energy that sometimes life throws upon us. And with this kind of card of Five of Cups, sometimes it's almost like we feel so consumed in a problem, in an obstacle, in a blockage, on a type of behaviour, that sometimes we actually forget our blessings. And when we look at this in terms of opportunities, there are some great blessings that July time is going to offer for us all. But I really apologise if you can see this fly keep going around in this video. Oh, really frustrating. But basically with this card, you know, we have to sometimes give ourselves permission to sort of move outside of those restrictions, those limitations. Sometimes we have to move outside of the tunnel vision, and that's basically what this card is wanting to offer us. So it could be that in recent times you felt very kind of consumed, very kind of overwhelmed by life, and maybe you've been looking at all the negative aspects, all the things that have kind of spilt on the floor. And in some cases, maybe you've turned your back or your awareness on the obstacles, the opportunities and the blessings that actually exist and stand for you, because he's almost like turned his back behind these two cups that stand, and these two cups really represent magic, you know, optimism, seeing the cup of life full of wonder, full of hope, full of opportunity. So when we look at this in terms of opportunities, you can still have everything you seek or desire. It's moving past the limitations, it's moving past the tunnel vision. So many people I've been speaking to through the energies of the COVID, the lockdown, they just have said that they've felt numb and they've almost lost sight of what they want to experience. It's almost like where there's been so much fear, so much conditioning, they actually in some cases have forgotten how to live. And what's really important with this card is the water is flowing very freely, very gentle. There's a sort of bridge at the back of this card, and it leads to a brand new castle. Now that castle represents adventure, magic, you know, something really, really worth being a part of, or being something great to experience, basically. So it might be to move forward, some bridges have to be walked and perhaps burnt or crossed, and, you know, done in a way where they can't be revisited at a later stage. But to me, there is magic here if you want there to be. So it's about taking ownership for how you want your life to be, and not being victimized, not becoming sort of a victim to the initial problems, giving yourself permission to move forward, to move past that. Because, you know, I can sort of say all these things that are coming in for us as a collective, but it's down to your free will, it's down to you as an individual as to whether you decide to actually act upon this stuff. Otherwise, all it is a card in my hand So you have the power to sort of venture forward, to put your best foot forward, but it's giving yourself enough permission, enough dedication to do that, rather than it just being a card. You know, it's very easy to just give up, but you know, we're here to experience so much more than that. So I do think this is encouraging you to move emotionally as well as physically past any blockages, any tunnel vision, any trauma. Keep going, because better times will be had. This is clearly saying there are happier times to come in if you want there to be, you know. Now it's really interesting, because as we're going into any obstacles, we're going into the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a nurturer, and she's almost wanting people to take ownership, to take responsibility, to take back their power in a lot of places. It's about nurturing the energy around you. The sunflower is opening up and blossoming, but it's also letting go of any kind of heavy emotions. The Queen is basically wanting you to become the doorkeeper of your own destiny, to sit upon your throne, to place the crown upon your head, to feel good enough to sort of, you know, move forward in a really kind of courageous, positive space and time. The lion's heads represent the bravery and the courage to sometimes go into a little bit of unknown territory. Now, because it is coming in as a blockage card or an obstacle card, this to me is really saying the very thing that opportunities is wanting to gift you. I see this is the opportunity, but some people are fearful to stand in their purpose. Some people are fearful to stand in their power. Some people are scared to give themselves enough acceptance. The Queen doesn't answer to anybody else. She's got to a point in her life where she keeps things very authentic and very real. So she knows that she cannot really depend on anybody else. The energy, the permission to succeed has to come from within. It has to come from self. So maybe when we look at this in terms of an obstacle, maybe some of you are really overlooking your worth, your magic, or your light at the moment, and the Queen's coming in to really nurture and to re-establish that energy for you. I'm really sorry, guys, this fly is really doing my bloody head in at the moment. Every now and again it's just buzzing through. But the Queen is really wanting something of high value, of high merit, of high reward. So don't deny yourself the opportunities or the existence of that. Give yourself permission to receive the best of what you're entitled to, you know. And by believing in your sort of wand, your power, your magic, those things can come in. They can be gifted. Okay. Lessons. We're going into the Three of Cups. Three of Cups as a rule is a card of celebration. It's about seeing your cup of life full of hope, full of wonder, full of great opportunities. 3 is always a very powerful number. It's about manifesting. So what you think you can attract, and in return it can become reality. Now it's really important when we think of that theory of 3 to keep those thoughts flowing positively. So, you know, if you want to be the Queen, the doorkeeper of your own destiny, you've got accessibility to that. But the lesson here is remembering you're entitled to receive it, and it can be a fun, uplifting experience. The Three of Cups is all about laughter, love, celebration, happy times, not taking life too seriously. So I think that is, again, the lesson, not to take anything personal, not to take anything too seriously, because we're all going through an untold story. We're all going through personal battles or trials and tribulations that lots of us have no real awareness or perhaps understanding of, you know. But keep showing up, don't give up, and keep smiling. Don't allow yourself to become villainized or victimized by a circumstance or a situation. Be the bigger person, laugh these things off, get that high vibe energy coming back in, because that's ultimately what the Three of Cups wants to offer you. Celebrations, happy experiences, an opportunity to live very free-flowing and very positive, you know. But it's, again, the lesson is learning to give yourself accessibility, permission to live like that. So many of us have become a slave to the system, and we're like, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. And it's remembering we can be in control of the show. We can actually live life on our principles, on our times, on our terms. That's being encouraged. You know, you have free will, you have all that energy for a reason. So embrace it, enjoy it, because it's coming in. Now, let's see what July time is going to offer us in terms of a blessing. Okay, so again, asking the cards to reveal and show for the highest of Good. Okay, so we've got a blessing on children. This is really, really interesting. Now, to me, I don't see this as so much as an actual physical child. I actually see this as a blessing on your inner child. So to me, I think this is wanting to come out, to bring out that inner child, to bring out that playtime sort of energy. It might be that your inner child needs to be healed. Now, it could be off the back of this that there are people that are recently finding out that they're pregnant, or maybe you've recently kind of given birth to a child, or maybe you've just been around a lot of kind of physical children lately. Children represent to me innocence. So even though it says a blessing on the children, I see this on a blessing of innocence in a way. And I just feel really it's about tapping back into that playful energy, that innocent energy, seeing the world through the eyes of an innocent child a little bit more. And it's very hard when we see how corrupt the world can be at times, you know. But this is also an extension of this card. This playful energy is wanting to be really harnessed, really accessible. So maybe for some of us, we've struggled so much and things are complicated at the moment, but hopefully July is going to be the month where, if you haven't already been able to, you're going to be able to connect with friends, family, loved ones. You're going to be able to just tap into that kind of inner child that you hold within you. And to me, it's nurturing, but the butterflies indicate transformation as well. So I do really feel that there's going to be an opportunity for happiness once more, proper real happiness. I think people are waking up and realizing that, you know, this way that we're currently living life is very, very unsustainable, and it can't continue. It just physically can't go on like this. So I do feel that there's an awakening of that as well, you know. So there's a really interesting card to kind of come out. It's quite a random card to come out in some ways, but to me, a blessing on the children. I think it's a blessing on, you know, really listening to your inner child, really allowing your inner child out to experience playtime, but to also heal and to nurture if you need to. But I also feel it's a blessing on the innocent energy around us. So I hope that this resonates. I hope it makes sense for you. Just to quickly recap the tarot part. So for opportunities, see beyond the problems, see beyond the tunnel visions. Don't get consumed in the energy. See past it, and you'll see that there's great wonder, there's great magic to be had. In terms of obstacles, don't limitate yourself. Don't become kind of like the sort of caretaker of your world. You wear the crown, you sit on the throne for a reason. Own that place of power, own that place of authority, own that place of, you know, higher value, and you'll receive higher value. The lessons: what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Celebrate, have fun, embrace the love, embrace the laughter, embrace the great people in your life. You know, be very conscious, very careful with what you choose to think into or to send out to the world around you. Remember, with the power of 3, what you send out attracts back to thee. That's the key thing with this card. And a blessing on children. Again, there could be some birthday celebrations here, but I just do feel that this is a collective stuff. So I hope that this resonates and makes sense for you. I'm going to leave the energy of these cards with you. Have an absolutely fantastic July time. Looking forward with connecting with some of you in various ways on Zoom, Facebook video chat, and various other things through readings, healings, demos, little mini workshops. But really, really excited to catch up and connect with you all in whatever way very soon. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you lovelies very shortly. Much love. Bye for now.